Okay, so for our week 2 assignments here, it does say that you need to embed 2 different forms of web-based video. The example that it gives us here, as we look through here, one of the things it talks about is embedding a Voki in Moodle, and I was just playing with that so I could make sure I knew exactly how to do that to show you guys. And it looks like Voki has added the being able to get the embed code to their paid version of it. So you may not be able to create a Voki without paying for it. So I have an alternative here, and the alternative is to use a Google slideshow. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with Google Slides, basically, PowerPoint, just done by Google. Since I use this one, I'm familiar with how to do this. So I took one of my Google Slides, and I want to embed that into my Moodle page. So what I'm going to do here is I create my slideshow, okay, and then I go to File and say Publish to the Web. And after I click on Publish to the Web, I've got some different options here. I'm going to go to Embed first because I don't want to make a link to it. I want to embed it into my Moodle page. So I'm going to click on Embed right here. And then you got a couple of changes here you can make when you go to Embed. Is you can change the size of it. So when I first did this, I had this medium, and it's quite large on my page. So I'm going to pick small in this case. And then I can, this is just the size of the slideshow as it displays on your Moodle page. So I'm going to pick small, and then I can say, every second go to the next slide, or every 30 seconds, every minute, whatever. I'm just going to stick with the default in this case. I also got a couple of other options here. I can say start the slideshow as soon as the player loads. So as soon as that page loads, the slideshow will start. I don't really want that to happen. I want the user to be able to see it and then click on it when they want to. And then I could say restart the slideshow after the last slide if I want to, or I don't have to if I don't want to. Then this is that embed code right here. So this information is what we need for Moodle. So I'm going to say Control-C, just like it says right there. So I'm going to hit Control-C on the keyboard. That just copied the embed code. And then what I do is I go over here, okay, and what I did here, let me go ahead and save this. And what I did here is I went to add a new page. So if you already have a page, you can just say update that page, or you can say add a new page. So I'll go to this one right here just for the purposes of this video, and I'll say add a page. Okay, and then when I add that page, I'm going to want to go ahead and give the page a name. Okay, so I'll just say test page for slideshow, whatever, it doesn't really matter at this point. Okay, here's what's going to show up on the page, the content of the page. So I'm going to say Google Slideshow. Okay, and again, I can make some changes here. I can make this bold. I can change the font if I want to. I can change the size, center it, things like that. Okay, but then for the embed code, what I want to do is I want to click on HTML right here. And if I click on HTML, there's all the HTML that's making up this page basically. If you look at this carefully, you'll see someplace it says Google Slideshow, okay? And all this other stuff is just how it puts it on the page. Then I'm going to say Control-V to copy. And you'll recognize this if you looked at it carefully. This is the embed code that Google gave me when I said I wanted to embed that into another page, okay? And then just in case you forget, or if you want to really customize this, if you want to change the size of the Google slideshow on your page, you can find it if you know just a little tiny bit about HTML. You'll notice there's a width and a height here. And if you change these numbers, the bigger the numbers, the bigger the slideshow will appear on your page. The smaller the numbers, the smaller the slideshow will appear on your page. You got to be a little bit careful because if you don't keep them just right, it might look a little bit out of proportion. You might have something that's really tall and skinny, or short and wide, or however you want to put it. But you can, even after the fact, if I wanted to change this, I could change it after the fact and even customize it a little bit more. Then basically when I've copied and pasted that code right there, that's all I really have to do is copy and paste that code right there after clicking on HTML. I click on update. I can see there's my Google slideshow right there. Then I just say save and return. Not saying I need a description right there, so I'm just going to put in test page right there. Then say save and return. And then I have test page for slideshow. Let's see how it looks. Click on there. There's my slideshow. I've got control of it right here. I can say play it right there. I can go to whatever slides I want to. It'll run automatically. I can make all kinds of changes right there. And that's it.